So now let's see the 5 main types of expectations that you need to get right for almost all customers. First of all, the product and service itself. What do they get? The way it is delivered. How do they get it? Why do you think I highlighted the how? Someone wants to answer? I'm not going to continue until there's a hand raised, guys. Come on. Yes? Yes, exactly. So most part of the time, and on top of that, on many instances, this is where they will challenge you on. This is on the how. When it comes to deadline, when it comes to replying to them, when it comes to how you provide your offer, when it comes to keeping control, etc., etc. So how do you make sure that you keep control on that how on a regular basis? Obviously, the outcome, what will they get as a result? I'm networking for my business on a regular basis. If I'm a client of a networking community, I cannot blame them tomorrow if I don't get any clients out of it. Why? Because it's up to what I do. How do I network? How do I get in touch with people? So you need to have control as well on that outcome, so they don't blame you moving forward on things that they shouldn't blame you on. All right? Obviously, the requirements, what do they need to provide? For example, for any training that we provide, we need to make sure that we have specific details on the position, on their responsibilities when it comes to dealing with customers, on the specific challenges that they face, etc., etc. The reason why I need that is only when I have that can I make the course bespoke. And if client starts to challenge me on that, this is what I will use as a reason behind it. So again, you don't want to be blamed for something if they don't do their part of the job. But again, you are the expert, so you need to get that expectations right. And this one is probably the most important. External factors. There's a lot of things that you may not be in control, but the last thing you want is one, to be blamed for it, and two, being in a position where you have to defend yourself rather than helping them when they face that external factor. You take a travel agent, for instance. If there is last minute cancellations, it's not the fault of the travel agent. The travel agent doesn't want to be blamed for it, but the customers may want to know what that travel agent can do in order to help them in case it happens. So how do you set the correct expectations on those external factors? Please be aware that we are not responsible for that. However, if you have any issues with that, feel free to reach out to us. So you are not being put in a position where you have to defend yourself, rather you are in a position where you are helping your customers while protecting yourself. So you are not being blamed for things that you shouldn't. Obviously, you don't really have to get those 5 expectations right for all clients. It depends on the interaction that you're having. But again, one of the activities I do throughout almost all my courses is getting each individual to get 3 different expectations for each point that they believe they should get right for every customer. And then I let the people talking with each other to agree which one they should say and which one they shouldn't say. So again, you bring that consistency, because someone says something and the other person is like, oh, actually I should say that myself too, etc., etc. Because expectations management can only work if being done consistently. If you are only yourself within the company managing expectations successfully, or if only members out of 10 are doing them accurately, or everybody is doing it their own way. Throughout the customer journey, the customers may have different interactions with different team members. And this is where you create frustrations and you end up with difficult, challenging customers, if that makes sense. Or customers saying, oh, why someone didn't tell me right from the start? This is where expectations management is a lot related to sales and onboarding, because 80 to 90% of expectations is done through that stage. And sometimes we're all in a race for sales when it comes to our own business, when it comes to working for the business in general. So sometimes what we do is we do everything possible to close that sale. We overpromise, we skip things, we only focus on closing it, rather than focusing on starting that customer journey successfully. And that's something really important when it comes to managing expectations.